I never thought something like this could happen to me, but last summer, I decided to go on a solo camping trip to clear my head after a rough breakup. I'm a 28-year-old guy from the city, not exactly an outdoors expert, but I figured a weekend in the woods would be therapeutic. You know, fresh air, no cell service, just me and nature. I picked this spot in the Adirondacks, remote enough to feel isolated but with a few marked trails so I wouldn't get totally lost. Packed my tent, some freeze-dried meals, a flashlight, and drove up on a Friday afternoon. The drive was uneventful, radio fading out as I got deeper into the mountains. I hiked about 2 miles from the parking lot to a small clearing by a stream, set up camp as the sun dipped low. It was peaceful at first, the rustle of leaves, the gurgle of water, birds calling in the distance. I built a small fire, roasted some marshmallows, and scrolled through old photos on my phone before the battery died. No signal anyway, which was the point. I crawled into my tent around 10 p.m., zipped it up tight, and fell asleep to the sounds of the forest. I woke up sometime in the middle of the night, not sure why. It was pitch black, the kind of dark where you can't see your hand in front of your face. Then I heard it, a faint whispering outside the tent. At first, I thought it was the wind through the trees, but it sounded like words. Mumbled, indistinct, like someone talking to themselves just out of earshot. My heart picked up, but I rationalized it. Maybe another camper nearby, or an animal rustling. I lay there, straining to listen, but it stopped after a minute. Shook it off as paranoia from being alone, and drifted back to sleep. The next morning, I felt silly about it. Brewed some coffee on my portable stove, hiked a loop trail, saw a deer bounding away, classic camping stuff. But as I returned to my site in the late afternoon, something felt off. My backpack, which I'd left by the fire pit, was unzipped, a protein bar wrapper poking out that I hadn't touched. Could have been a squirrel or raccoon, right? I zipped it back up, no big deal. Sat by the stream, skipping rocks, trying to unwind. That's when I noticed footprints in the soft mud near the water's edge. They weren't mine. Mine were from hiking boots with deep treads. These were smoother, like sneakers, circling my tent area. Fresh, too, from the look of them. Unease started creeping in. I scanned the tree line, but it was just endless pines and underbrush. No one around. I told myself it was probably from another hiker passing through earlier. Still, I decided to skip the fire that night, not wanting to draw attention. Ate a cold dinner, got into the tent early as dusk fell. Lying there, I kept replaying the footprints in my mind. Who would wander that close without saying hello? The isolation hit harder now. The nearest road was miles away, no phone to call for help. Around midnight, the whispering came back. Clearer this time, right outside the thin nylon wall. It wasn't wind, it was a voice low and deliberate. "Hey, you awake in there?" My blood ran cold. Male voice, casual, like striking up a conversation at a bar. I froze, not breathing, hoping he'd think I was asleep. "I saw you by the stream today. Looked like you were having fun." "How?" I'd been alone all day. The voice paused, then chuckled softly. "Your ex, Sarah, right? She must have hurt you bad to send you out here all by yourself." Sarah. How the hell did he know her name? I hadn't told anyone about the breakup. Not even my friends knew the details yet. Panic surged. I grabbed my multi-tool from my pocket, the one with the knife blade, clutching it like a lifeline. The voice went on, murmuring things that didn't make sense, personal things. My job at the marketing firm, my apartment address in Brooklyn. It was like he'd read my diary, but I don't keep one. He never tried to enter the tent, just talked in that calm, knowing tone, pacing slowly around outside. I could hear the crunch of leaves under his feet, matching those sneaker prints. I didn't sleep the rest of the night, just lay there sweating, second-guessing every sound. Was he still out there? Or had he slipped away into the shadows? As dawn broke, gray light filtering through the tent, the whispering stopped. I waited another hour before unzipping, peeking out. No one. But there were more footprints now, circling tighter, like he'd been orbiting me all night. I packed up faster than I'd ever moved in my life. Tent down, sleeping bag stuffed, everything thrown into the backpack without caring about organization. The whole time I kept glancing over my shoulder, expecting to see someone step out from behind a tree. Nothing. Just the morning mist clinging to the pines and the stream babbling like it didn't know what had happened. I hit the trail by 8 a.m., hiking hard toward the parking lot, heart hammering with every snap of a twig under my boots. The trail felt longer going back. Every shadow between the trees looked like it shifted when I wasn't staring directly at it. I told myself it was just adrenaline, that I was jumping at nothing. But then, maybe halfway out, I heard it again. That same low voice, drifting through the woods from somewhere off to my left. Not loud, just carrying on the still air. "You're leaving already? We were just getting to know each other." I stopped dead, breath catching. It sounded farther away, like he was paralleling the trail instead of following directly behind. I yelled the first thing that came to mind. "Stay the hell away from me." My voice cracked, echoing off the rocks. Birds scattered from the canopy. No answer. Just silence, thick and heavy. I started moving again, faster this time, almost jogging with the pack bouncing against my back. The voice didn't speak after that, but I swear I could feel eyes on me the whole way. Every bend in the trail, I expected to round it and see someone standing there, smiling like we were old friends. It never happened. By the time I reached my car, I was sweating through my shirt even though the morning was cool. I threw my gear in the trunk, hands shaking as I fumbled with the keys. That's when I noticed the note tucked under the wiper blade. A folded scrap of paper that definitely hadn't been there when I arrived Friday. I snatched it, unfolded it with trembling fingers. Just one line written in neat block letters. "Sarah says hi." My stomach dropped. Sarah hadn't spoken to me in weeks, not since she packed her stuff and left. She didn't even know I was camping. I crumpled the paper, tossed it in the passenger seat, and peeled out of the gravel lot like I was being chased. The drive home was a blur. I kept checking the rearview mirror, half expecting to see a car tailing me, but the road stayed empty. When I finally got signal about an hour out, my phone buzzed with missed notifications. Texts from friends, work emails, normal stuff. Then one from an unknown number, time-stamped 3:12 a.m. Saturday night. Sweet dreams out there. I pulled over on the shoulder, staring at the screen. The area code was local to my city. I blocked it immediately, hands still shaking. Called Sarah right then, something I swore I wouldn't do. She picked up on the third ring, sounding annoyed. "What do you want?" I asked if she'd told anyone where I was going, if she'd mentioned my name to anybody lately. She said no, that she hadn't thought about me at all, and hung up. I don't know how he knew those things. Maybe he went through my wallet while I was hiking. Maybe he'd been watching me longer than just this weekend. Followed me from the city, waited for the perfect chance. Or maybe I left something unlocked, some social media post I forgot about. I've scoured my account since, nothing obvious. No location tags, no check-ins. I haven't been back to the woods since. I can't even drive past a campground sign without my skin crawling. Some nights I still hear that voice in my head, calm and friendly, like he's just on the other side of the wall. I keep my curtains closed, check the locks twice. And every time my phone buzzes from an unknown number, I let it go to voicemail. Has this happened to anyone else out there? Someone who knows way too much, who gets close without you ever seeing them. Please tell me I'm not the only one.